this is Professor Benjamin, and in this video I'm going to show you how to answer questions 3, 4, 5, and 6 on our counted part 1 sheet, and this is using Google Sheets. So if you need help using Excel, then you need to watch the previous video, but if you are using Google Sheets, then this video will help you come up with the answers for 3, 4, 5, and 6 of our worksheet. Now remember, you're going to put all of your information from all the past videos of the data that we found here, and you're going to upload that in Canvas. So let me show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to go back to my Google Sheet. Here's my Google Sheet. And the first thing that I am looking for is the average of all of those, the average age. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am actually going to type in here males, percentage, gunshot percentage, Illinois. And I'm going to do that in my calculation sheet because we're going to find these after we find the average age. So right now I'm just going to do males, percentage, gunshot. So I'll give you a couple seconds. And all I did was click in the box and type. Okay, and type in males. If you ever get caught and you need to fix something, you can click up here and edit what you typed. If you type something wrong or misspelled it, etc., you can always go up here and type it in. If not, you click in the little box and then you can write, type, or put in anything you want into the box. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds now. Males, percentage, gunshot, percentage, Illinois. Because eventually we're going to come back and use these. So we'll be back to use these. But right now, we're going to find the average age. So here's how I'm going to find the average age. I'm going to go back to my main data as of 8/2/16. And I am going to click on C here. So here I'm going to click on C. And then I'm going to go over here to my toolbox up at the top. And I'm going to click on this 3-dot icon here, where it says more, and I'm going to use the functions key here, and I'm going to click on average. And you'll see CCC comes up. You can do this at the bottom too. So here's I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually X out of there, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom to do this because I really don't feel like moving age. So I'm going to click down here, and I'm going to do that same thing where I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to say average, and I'm going to say C2 to C634. And the reason that I'm doing C2 and then I have to put in here a colon and then C634 is because we're starting at C2. Remember, we can't start at C1 because there is a title header there. And then we're going to do 634. And I'm going to hit enter. And up comes 36.0768, and that is the average. And of course, we can delete this and then it would be 36. So the average age of an individual shot by police or involved in a police shooting is the age of 36. So that's how we find average, and you're going to need to do that for your homework. So you need your wrap-up assignment, so you're going to need to make sure you know how to do that. All right, here we go. Males. So let's look at this. Males, we're going to try and find out males and the percentage of males. So we're going to come back to our data sheet here, and we're going to use the COUNTIF function. So remember that function that we used in the way up in the assignment? We're going to use that again. So here we go over here. We can do this. We can say all, and we can click on COUNTIF. So COUNTIF, COUNTIF, COUNTIF. We're not doing COUNTIFs, we're doing COUNTIF. We're going to go back to our data sheet, and right here, right next to age is gender, and this is how people identify. So you'll see male, female, you'll also see unknown. Unknown is individuals that that are either gender neutral or gender fluid and do not want to identify with a specific race. I mean a specific gender. So that the individuals are labeled as unknown, or maybe they just didn't give their gender. So that's the other thing is that hopefully that will all change in all the forms, is that they don't just have male and female, they also have an unknown option for individuals because everyone doesn't identify with specific genders. So that's important. So you can see their data as of 8/2/16 DD. So we're going to go in there. And then remember, we're going to use our tool, our comma tool, and we're going to put in male because that's what we would like to know. Male. We're going to go back to our calculations, and we have 597 males were killed by police, were involved in police shootings in this data set. And in order to find the percentage, remember we found the total individuals, and it's 634 because we had to subtract the first total. So the first one, because it is a header, remember it says age, all of the header information for the variables. So we're going to go here and we're going to say equals 597 divided by 633, and we're going to get 94.3. And we're going to, first of all, put it in percentage, and then we can do this. 94.3% of the database were males. So that's a significant amount. That only leaves less than 6% that are females that were involved in police shootings. So that is something that we should look at and ponder over and make recommendations to law enforcement. So why is it that more males are killed versus female? Is it because maybe they use different tactics with females rather than males? And so we need to, these are conversations and recommendations. And the reason that I'm bringing up these topics is because eventually in your final project, you're going to need to make those recommendations to police or law enforcement agencies about the data and what the data says. So whether this is more males are involved, or number two is maybe the law enforcement agencies use different tactics with females. Maybe they're gentler, or maybe they look at females in a different way than they look at males. So there's a lot to unpack from this, but there are a lot of conversations to have because of the data. All right, let's move next to gunshot. We're going to use that same functionality tool. So we're going to use all. We're going to click on COUNTIF, and then we're going to go back to the data. And if we scroll over here, it tells us the classification. It tells us gunshot, and if we go down, it tells us struck by vehicle, death in custody, all of these things. That's an interesting one, death in custody. How did that happen? Struck by vehicle, death in custody. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on L to tell it that, and then we're going to do our comma, and we are going to do gunshot. We're going to put in our parentheses. Remember our parentheses, you have to do, not our parentheses, but our quotation marks, you have to do that. And then we get 590. To find the percentage, we do equals, and we do 590 divided by 633. And then we have our 93.2%. We're going to make it a percentage. Remember up here, we're going to make it a percentage, and this is how we decrease the decimal places. So we have our percentage of 93.2%. So 93.2% were by gunshots. So police used a gun to shoot these individuals. They didn't use struck by car or other tactics. So that is something that we can look into as well. And most likely we kind of could predict that from this data set because it said shootings by police. So we could look at that. But this is another conversation starter to have. I'm going to leave you to Illinois, and remember you're going to use COUNTIF again, so you can use the COUNTIF function, and you're going to look for the state in which it happened. Notice that this says Illinois, and the states are listed in abbreviated format. So you're going to need to know IL is for Illinois. So when you put in your quotation, in your quotation marks, you're going to put in IL, not type in Illinois, because the database won't pull that up. Okay? So that's a helpful hint. Don't forget, you're going to then put all of your information and all of your answers into your Excel spreadsheet here, and you're going to upload that to Canvas. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.